Stay the hell away from me.
Get too. Oh, see, he kicked me in the face. You get too close to him afterwards, he will kick you again, and you'll fall off. I don't know if you will die if you fall off from a certain height, but I would imagine so. As you can see here, we got quite a bit of parkour going on here.
It's over, Bowers.
You assholes already screwed me once.
I have to admit, though, this is kind of fun.
Nowhere left to go.
Where do you think you're going? Where are you? Ah, there he is.
Looks like we've got the place to ourselves.
Alright, fun thing about this, you can actually punch him off the ledge. You have a slightly different ending and whatnot, but let's not view it.
Your parole officer's feeling lonely. He's got a hole in his life for an asshole like you. You can make it up to him in 10 years' time. Watch your head. This hump will be back in the Iron Hotel by tomorrow night. Nice work, Cole. You run track in high school?
I think he acts negatively if you happen to push the guy off the ledge or throw him off or something. In any case, the guy goes to a morgue instead of jail.
Part of the tradition of the Marine Corps and being an officer in the Marine Corps is the ability to make tough decisions. The right decision is not always the popular one. The right decision will get the men you care about killed. These ratings and your ability to give them frankly and truthfully directly affect your chances of successfully becoming a Marine officer. Candidate Phelps, you have the floor. Esprit de Corps, Merrill, 10. Franklin, 8. Weiss, 8. Donahoe, 6. Kowalski, 6. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 2. Leadership, Donahoe, 8. Franklin, 7. Merrill, 6. Kowalski, 6. Weiss, 5. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 1. Candidate Kelso.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I joined the Marine Corps to fight the enemy, not get involved in this schoolboy chicken shit.
Kelso, in my office, now!
Ooh, Kelso's in trouble. The thing is, I still haven't figured out if he's just purposely failing or not. Maybe he's just not cut out for leadership.
For every cop, there's the case that makes you. Gives you that leg up. Gets you recognized as the shining new star in the squad. The case that you solve that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank-and-file patrolman. This could be the one, Cole.
Oh, snap.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please? Has anyone called an ambulance?
We've called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
Okay, stand further back and move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
Alright, so welcome to the first official
Everybody
investigation
Let us do our job.
of our career.
Broad daylight, crowded street. I've seen everything.
So the way investigating a body works, if you use the L stick, you can pick which body part or part of his jacket you want to examine or whatnot. Now, usually this early on, the game will just kind of tell you what you have to do, which is kind of annoying. It doesn't really give you much room to figure stuff out on your own. But as you can see, we examined different parts of the body. Use L to, the L stick to examine them and find stuff. You're not gonna find anything on everything in every investigation, mind you, but you know, it's a good rule of thumb to just check absolutely everything. I'm not necessarily gonna just show you where everything is. I'm just gonna like mess around a bit, just act like I'm actually doing the investigation for the first time. I'm gonna explore, show off interesting stuff. And what's this now? A bank receipt of some sort. Layaway voucher.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
If I recall correctly, a layaway ticket is something which allows you to put away, like, a piece of jewelry or something and allow you to pay it off over time. Like,
All right. Yes,
sort of
he's a
like,
dead person.
pre-ordering a game, I suppose. Until you pay off fully, you don't get it, but you can put some money down on it ahead of time to,
Shell cases.
ensure a copy.
These look like 32s.
So we found bullets. Wonder where we'll find the gun. Gotta be somewhere around here. Hello, what's this in the trash can? Whoa! Gun!
FN Browning. Serial number 01138. Might need to run it by a gun store.
Eagleson's gun store's a couple blocks from here.
So we found the gun. Investigation music says that we found everything. So what's the next step? Don't want to enter my vehicle yet.
This guy in the crowd thinks he saw something, Cole. You better take a statement.
Okay, so you
Don't
talk to
you people
people
have
by
anything better to
pressing
do?
Sir,
square.
I'm Officer Phelps. What exactly did you see?
I heard the shots. I thought it was a car backfiring. I saw a girl run at the shoe store.
Alright, so now we're going to get into our first interview.
Speak to the witness before homicide arrives, Phelps. If you think she's lying, don't be afraid to get forceful. Verbally, of course. And don't accuse her of anything without proof. Lawyers love that shit. And if you're sure she's straight up, try the general approach. See what you can coax out of her.
Alright. So let's interview our
Don't you
first
people have anything better to do?
interviewee.
Can I help you, sir?
I'm Officer Phelps, miss. I'm here about the shooting. Did you know the victim?
He was my boss, Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
That name sounds familiar. So the way interviews are conducted, you have questions on the right side there, and information on the person of interest on the left. If you ever want to review the evidence you have, you can click Review Evidence, and that will let you look at what you got ahead of time. In this case, let's go ahead and ask the only question we have at the moment.
Exactly what happened, miss.
I look around the shops at lunch. I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I turned and saw Mr. Gage fall.
So, the way interviews work, look at their expressions, note how they say stuff, because if they are not being straightforward with you, such as where she's glancing around and off to the side and whatnot, this is a rather obvious case, but she's lying.
You're lying, Miss Galleta. You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
So, if you select lie, you have to select the right evidence from your book here. In this case, the layaway voucher, which proves that she was connected to this.
Your pearl earrings, Miss Galleta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying. And tell me what happened at the jewelry store.
Oh, God! I won't lose the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He's showing me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear a loud bang. Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It looked very painful.
Alright, so now we have more question to ask her. And these can usually develop if you get the right answers in questions. As you note, the question there has a question mark next to it, meaning, not a question mark, a check next to it, meaning we got the right answer. If there's a cross, we got the wrong answer. Let's go on to the next one then.
Hartfields. Broadway between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Kalu looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He threw the gun in a bin and turned and walked away.
Now, this is another tricky situation, which is why I have problems with interviews at times, is the fact that they will not be telling truths, because as you can see, she's looking around a bit. She's doubtful. And the thing is, unless you have the right evidence to outright say what they say is a lie, this is where the game gets difficult. Again, I'll elaborate on this more later. This is actually the part of the game I hate, the interrogation system. But, moving on.
Angry, Miss Galetta. Is that what you want? Tell me why Mr. Kalu shot Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
Alright, so now we got a new clue. If you get questions right, you usually get new clues, which will help with the investigation later on.
How many shots did you hear, Miss Galetta?
It's difficult to remember. It sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
So, she's been looking us pretty dead in the eye here. She doesn't sound like she's wavering from her decision. She's glancing around a little, and actually that's the thing I don't like. They'll glance around a little like this, even if they're telling the truth. You gotta really be careful and pay attention to them really closely. In this case, she's telling the truth.
Concentrate, Miss Galetta. Even minor details can become important later on.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then 3 very quickly, close together. 5.
Thank you for your help, ma'am. You've been very brave. We'll need you to make a formal statement about what happened to Mr. Gage.
Does that mean I can still collect my... Never mind. Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
Okay, so let me take a quick moment to stop here and explain what just happened there. As they were explaining, whenever you get questions right in an interview, you will gain experience. 5 points of experience for every correct answer you do correctly, although it can be reduced depending on what you do with this. This is intuition. As you can see, I only got 1 point. In fact, I think that's the only point of intuition I'm going to get for the entire game, since I've reached my maximum rank here. What it is that you start at rank 1 when you start a completely fresh game, which I was expecting to have happen here, but apparently not. So, yeah, that's not good at all. Right, so what it is that you start at rank 1, and you work your way up to rank 20. It takes quite a lot of experience. And you can get it over the course of a standard playthrough if you get all of the questions right, or most of them, I would say, and address the random street crime and other things. I'll get more into what it gains you experience later, but intuition is basically stuff that helps you during a case. As you can see, you have stuff here. One is show all clues. If you're investigating a crime scene, you can use a point of intuition to show where all the clues are at the crime scene. So if you're having a hard time finding that last clue, you can use a point of intuition for that. During an interview, you can use either remove an answer or ask the community. Each costs a point of intuition, and each one will affect how much experience you get for a question. Removing an answer will remove one answer from the true, lie, doubt triangle. And if you choose lie, half of the evidence will be marked out from your book so that you will be able to make a more accurate decision if lie is the correct answer to begin with. Ask the community is different. It requires you to have PlayStation Network up and running, and basically it will do sort of a census to say, here's what everyone said was the right answer. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. They'll have stuff that says, like, 99% of people who use an intuition point here usually get this right, and that's what they'll say. You'll usually get 1 point of intuition at each level. However, as you can see, I've already maxed out my rank, and I got the trophy for that too. Darn it. Really was hoping my rank would reset, because now I don't really get to show off much of the stuff, but this is what I was talking about earlier with the hidden vehicles. At certain ranks, I'd have to look it up. I'll let you know in the next episode what level that is. At certain ranks, you'll unlock one of 3 sets of hidden vehicles, 3 sets of 5, and you'll also occasionally unlock outfits, which we will see after this investigation. I'll be sure to demonstrate that. Basically, you'll get intuition out of it. You'll get nice little rewards here and there. It really doesn't hurt to try to go for the maximum rank. So, yeah, that's all I can talk about there, I guess. Let's actually move on with the story, why don't we? Because I've been ranting enough here as is.
We have the murder weapon.
And the murderer. The girl saw it all. Our killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield's.
That's a couple of blocks from here.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
Tate, maintain the perimeter.
Alright, so, now we're going to go... Oh, I don't know what you're thinking. No, we're not going to the jewelry store. We are going to run out into heavy traffic. No. We are going to go to the gun store. Because here's the thing. I got that investigation right, the interview. But it is possible to get the interview incorrect. I have no idea what was going on with that bus there. You all saw that, right? Right, in any case, it is possible to just... Oh, come on, don't get out of your car. Oh, don't go out in front of my car. I will run over you, sir, if you do not get out of my way. Thank you. In any case, it is possible to get interrogation questions wrong, even with the tutorial helping you. Simply because you can be an idiot about it. God knows I was. Not in this investigation, though. It was in another life, I suppose. But the fact is, if you do mess up the interview, the game is actually usually nice enough with most cases to give you other ways to solve cases. You're not going to get max rank or rating on that level. That'll come up later, but the fact is, you will be judged based on how well you perform a mission. And usually, failing investigations does not help you that much with getting the right answers for your investigation. So it really helps to try to get interview questions right the first time. More cars to dodge. Because you'll usually get vital clues and such. In this case, I got everything I need to just go after the murderer right now. But I'm just showing off what would happen if you didn't get that first question right. If you did not get the name of your murderer, or who he was, or where he is. So we're going to visit the gun store, where we're going to end up finding out where the gun belongs. Let's just head across the street here to Eagleston's. Hooray. See if he's got a ledger for me.
What can I do you for?
Officers Phelps and Dunn, sir, Wilshire Division. We need you to trace a serial number.
Sure. What's the make and model?
FN Browning, model 1922. The serial number is 01138.
You don't say. Well, I didn't sell it. Europeans love them, but it's pretty rare you find one over here. Although I did have one in here a couple of weeks back.
Remember the owner?
Yeah. Caillou. Edgar Caillou was his name. Thing looked like he'd never been fired, but he brought it in here for cleaning anyway. Then he bought a box of cartridges and he left.
You know where we can find Mr. Caillou?
Told me he was on his lunch break. Said he worked at Hartfield jewelry store just up on Broadway.
Thanks for your help.
Alright, so that's how you would find out where Edgar Caillou is if you somehow messed up the interview during the tutorial. Oh, wait. Now we need to select the jewelry store, because sometimes it doesn't give you the option to set your destination. And funny thing about the jewelry store, actually, it's only just like right up here. Just drive up a little here, floor it, and there's Broadway right there. In fact, there's a jewelry store. We didn't even have to go that far. Just right here. Hooray! I love when things are just right there. Saves me so much hazardous driving time. Alright, so let's go find Mr. Edgar Kalou.
Officer, can I interest you in a new watch?
Officer Cole Phelps, are you Edgar Kalou?
No. Mr. Kalou is out back. He said he'd lie down. I'll buzz him for you.
I have a bad feeling about this. Go!
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
Alright, so now we're in a police chase here with an unarmed suspect. Now, there's two ways you can take down a suspect. Either you get close enough to them to where you can tap the not the A button, the X button. Get out of my way. If you tap the X button when you're close enough to them, you can tackle them to the ground. But we're going to have plenty of those later on, so I'm going to see if I can't demonstrate something else here.
Too late, Kalou!
I'm going to lock onto him like so. Oh, no. Damn it. It didn't work. You see, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to fire off a warning shot. If you hold down L2, you can try to pull off a warning shot.
Make it worse, Kalou!
Like so. Oh, come on, he just barely ran out of range. That is bullshit. So yeah, basically hold down L2. If you get the cursor on him long enough, you can actually fire off a warning shot, which will stop them in their tracks. Of course, a car collision helps too. So yeah, if you don't take them out with a warning shot or tackle them, as I could have done so, instead this they'll get Kalou here will get cut off by a car crash. Kind of sucks. I really want to show off a warning shot because the game doesn't give you too many opportunities for those. You get quite a lot of tackling opportunities, but not a lot of warning shots.
And the case that breaks you, the one you never solve, the one that keeps you awake at night, the case that gnaws at your guts and ruins your marriage, the case that keeps you propping up a bar as you relive the what-ifs, the might-have-beens, the half-leads, and the half-truths, the case that other cops murmur about whenever you walk past. The case you never, ever discuss.
God's mill may grind slowly, but it grinds finely, son. I hear it's you who nabbed our malefactor from the shooting yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me, Boyle, I hear you're quite the climber, a man of initiative. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
You're asking me to conduct the interview, sir?
I am, young Phelps. You've only been with us a short time, and you've assembled yourself a stellar arrest record. Not to mention the fine work you did in the war, sending heathens back to the hell they came from. But I'm curious as to whether you can turn your hand to interrogation. Takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
Yes, sir. I think I am.
Good man. You need many things for a conviction, young Phelps. A motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and best of all, a confession. If you fail in the former, you can always use a modicum of violence to obtain the latter.
Which we never
How are you
do.
feeling, lad?
Fine, sir.
Very good. The evidence is overwhelming. May the cat eat him and the cat be eaten by the devil. Bring me a confession, young Phelps. This is your chance. Don't fail me.
Yeah, subtitles tend to fall out of sync with the actual voice acting.
Has my lawyer arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalou. You shot a man dead in cold blood. You're going to have to pay for that.
Okay, so I think if you don't get the questions right with Miss Clovetta, whatever her name was, you don't get this question. Instead, you get one concerning the serviced gun instead, if you went to the gun store instead for failing that.
You followed
In any case,
Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
I think that's a lie. In fact, here's the thing. You have to either use intuition here, which you can use, or else you can just know what to do here. In this case, he's lying.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
Now, what it is that you need to get the 2 questions with this guy correct. There is another question after this. For this question, well, Kalu was possibly identified by, the woman.
We know all about the argument. Miss Goleta made a statement.
You're counting on the girl? You think her testimony is going to stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber, Edgar.
That Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
Alright, so before I go on to the next question, let me just finish my thought here. You see, we have 2 questions to ask him. The first one and then the second one. This second one develops no matter what the answer to the first one is, if you get it right. Basically, you need to get both questions right. If either of them is wrong, then you walk out of the interrogation room, you get an earful from the captain or whoever he is, and then he says you're right back in here. And on top of that, the conversation restarts completely. And oh yeah, you can also use R to observe the suspect, in case you need a second look.
Subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Kalu?
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, if you get both of these, either one of these questions wrong, you basically have to conduct the interview over and over until you get it right. And it will be the exact same event. It's like you never actually walked in there. It's kind of comical, actually, but in any case, this is a doubtful question.
You left-wing leaning parasite. You expect me to sit here and listen to your drivel?
You call me that? You sit there and you call me those names, you goddamn goy putt snatcher? You and that stup Gage!
Why did you do it, Mr. Kalu?
Gage. He's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's in with all those momsers. He blocked every proposal I ever put forward. Kike this and kike that. He's been trying to ruin my business for years.
Edgar Kalu, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Everett Gage. I respect your beliefs and your right to hold them. I hope for your sake the jury can commute to murder in the second degree. May God have mercy on you, sir.
So we got a confession out of him, and thus do we continue with the story. Otherwise, you just have to keep doing this over and over again.
Masterfully done, Officer Phelps. It is just Officer Phelps, isn't it, lad?
Yes, sir.
Then let me have a word with the Chief of Police, young Phelps. The department needs heroes. A shining, honest face the public can admire. I applaud a man with your talent for unwavering justice. Back to your duties for now, Boyle. But here's a piece of advice. Get yourself 2 suits, get them pressed. You'll be needing them.
And just like that, now my previous statement is accurate. He is now Detective Phelps. And this is the only time you will see a fitness report for the patrol. Hooray! We are now part of the detective squad. And like that, we have finished the patrol cases. We've been promoted. We're on our way to the next set. The driver's seat.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
What's his problem?
That's Biggs. He's an institution.
So this is what all the fuss is about. Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past my place?
They haven't even approved the money yet, kid. The bond issue won't be till December. It'll be years before any of this will happen. Here's your new partner. Stefan Burkowski.
I've heard all about you, Phelps. You go easy on me and let me earn the odd citation, and maybe we'll get along fine.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
Oh, he's an intense one, isn't he, Mel?
Intense.
The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps.
Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of L.A. is his audience.
What is that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out. And now some housekeeping. Warm Central Division welcome for Detective Cole Phelps. Some of you guys may know Phelps. He's the cop who broke the jewelry store murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
an order, Phelps.
Shh, quiet.
Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why are you war heroes always so modest? I've partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Bukowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we are partners, right? Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside now. I'm gonna start you out with 1 case. Do okay, I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates. Now get down to the PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. A patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out. Come on, Phelps.
Alright, so just like that, we've been thrust into our first mission. But that will be for next time. This is Solomon, signing off. Have a good day.